Good morning from Foli. That's where we are. Kind of. Foli is a place where you can buy all of your plants online, and I am here with owner, producer, grower, the person of all things, Emily White. And it is such a cool concept. I know that your business, we've kind of been with you since the very beginning.
Yeah.
This is like, I think, our third visit to you or fourth visit to you. Things are just getting better and better for you.
They are, yes. People really have embraced plants with home offices, with corporate gifting that feels more, relevant to what people want to receive. So yeah, we've continued to grow and connecting people with plants all across Canada. It's just joyful for me to do, and I love kind of hosting you guys and showing you what we have behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's very, very cool stuff, and we're even going to show you how they kind of pack up your beautiful plant and how it gets delivered to you, because plants aren't something that you think would travel well in the mail.
No, so we've actually really mastered the whole concept of shipping. We haven't strayed too far from what we originally launched with about 5 years ago, which I'll take you through later. But yeah, we just try to mitigate, any soil or breakage, and we have a really good success rate of having plants received, in really good shape. The unboxing and that part is huge in the experience.
Yeah,
so we're always mindful of that being a really enjoyable kind of part of the whole concept.
It's funny because you guys started during the pandemic.
Right before.
And
yeah.
so it's but I feel like your business kind of flourished.
Yes,
see what I did there? During the pandemic, because everybody was at home and they wanted to bring a little bit of that outdoors in, and that's exactly what you guys can do for them.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Now we're kind of at the stage with plant owners that we're helping them repot their plants, and we're helping them with all these plants they acquired during COVID to kind of ensure that they're going to thrive, continuously. So I'll talk about it later, but we have a new fertilizer product that I'm really excited about that helps new plant parents and kind of encourages better growth and root systems.
Okay.
So we're kind of along the journey with all of these people that we adopted a couple years ago.
Well, you adopted me, and I have a fiddle leaf plant that you guys gave to me, and it's really finicky. Some plants are just hard to manage.
Yeah, don't take it personally. Figs are really challenging. We really pride ourselves on easy to care for plants, but figs are the one people want.
Because they're so pretty.
They're so pretty.
Yeah, and then you see them on your website and you're like, oh, I definitely want one of those. And then you get it home and you're like, oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
But we are going to be discussing kind of every single plant that you see here. This is kind of the tropical aisle. These are the types of plants that you can purchase from Foli if you go online to their website. That's coming up. We're going to be packaging a plant to show you how well they do it, and we're going to be talking about fertilizing and how you can keep your plant as healthy as can be. Lots more coming up on Morning Live. Back with Emily from Foli, and we're discussing the different types of tropical plants that you can order online on their website, foli.ca, correct?
Yeah.
Foli.ca, they've got small, they've got medium, they've got large. You guys have sales often. I love your website. It's super easy to navigate. It's easy to order, and they're great gifts. They're gifts that kind of keep on giving. And we've been taking a look at some of the plants that you have. Maybe take us through some of these and tell us what they are and how easy they are to take care of, because I know that's big for you guys.
Yes, for sure. So we actually had a challenge finding certain plants that we were really feeling were good for customers and were pet friendly. So we actually started growing plants here in our greenhouse. This is one variety that we started growing. It's called a Peperomia obtusifolia. They're always big mouthfuls.
I know, they're always these Latin names that go on for 3 sentences.
Yeah. So spoon-shaped leaves, really thick. I love the variegated leaves. They almost look like a painted leaf. Super easy. They end up kind of expanding widthwise and then shooting out these little I call them foam fingers, but they're actually the flower of this type of plant. And they're little soft foam.
Do they flower often?
They don't. Yes, that is their flower. It's not what we think of a flower, but it's how this plant flowers. Yeah, they do. So once they're really thriving, they're going to start to shoot out these little flowers.
Cute.
And then we also have the green, kind of full green variety like this as well. These are often cut back and then repropagated to create more and more.
Fullness kind of?
Yeah, so that's kind of what you can see in the background too, is propagation tables of where, we kind of cut different cuttings, place them in soil, and then kind of
them going.
create more and more from our plants.
Are these
which is
the
pretty
same,
cool.
just different color?
Same things. These were recently propagated, so you'll see like some of them were cut.
Yeah.
So those cuttings would go wedged into grow pots with soil, and slowly over time would create more plants.
And then would you, if you really wanted it to be big and full, propagate it and then add it to the same plant?
Yeah, you
can
totally
add it
could do
back.
that. It's kind of like hair when you're like, oh, I don't want to trim, but that encourages growth.
Yeah.
So I always try to relate that.
That's true.
Trimming your plants, like it kind of encourages new growth.
Yeah.
It sends a signal to the roots to put out more growth.
These are my new favorite, I think.
Aren't they hilarious?
They're fun.
So I first saw this plant at a plant trade show in Florida, and I was like, I need you.
Yeah.
So we figured out how to grow them here, which I'm thrilled about. They're called a fishbone cactus. They remind me, I was saying earlier, of like my mom used to braid my hair like this. They're just like a funky looking, super easy plant. So they kind of grow like this straight up, and then they get heavy and they all kind of flop down and trail.
So they almost kind of look like a bit of a fern, the way they flop down?
Yeah,
Okay.
like a less pain in the butt fern because they're thicker.
And you don't need to, they can tolerate kind of drought a little bit better?
Totally, and they don't like drop a whole bunch of leaves everywhere like typical ferns.
Yeah, they're not a nuisance.
The red tips mean it's really happy.
Oh!
So it's kind of like a signal to us that it's happy. And then you can kind of see like the new growth coming in out of these.
Oh, cute.
It'll shoot out, and then it'll have little tiny foam kind of fingers on all either sides that over time create these little ridges.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Now, so do they come out of these little ridges?
Yeah, so they all come out of this, like these little nodes.
So they start kind of thicker and then they thin out.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you have to water them a lot?
These guys, like, it all is pertaining on like your environment. The more you water, like the consistent watering is really key, keeping them well hydrated.
Okay, lots of plants in here. We've got snake plants as well, and then more of the fishbone cactus.
Yes, you're right.
Down at the end. So coming up, we are going to help you fertilize your plants at home, teach you how to take care of them, and talk a little bit about when is it time to move your plants from indoors to outdoors, and what you need to be doing at this time of year to make sure your plant is as happy as can be. Talking about why it is important to take care of your plants. Yes, we have easy plants here at Foli that you don't need to pay too much attention to, but every once in a while you got to show them some love. Fertilizing, that's really important.
Yes, especially this time of year when your plant's going to try harder to put out new growth. It's important to remember that you need to nurture the soil that then nurtures your plant. So we developed something we call the Plant Care Kit. I'm super thrilled about it. We had 1 million trials and tests to kind of create something that really works, and it's easy to use. So it's a 2-part product. This is our Plant Grow. So it's like a root enhancer. It helps create strong, healthy roots. It's basically like a dehydrated form of what these plants would experience naturally in the wild.
Okay.
All you do is you put a little bit of it into your water. So you kind of mix a little bit of a teaspoon into your water, shake it up. The water turns a little bit gray. And then you just water your plants with it. Oh. It's super, super easy. There's no like ratios of like 1-2 like I'm lost.
So you just put in a little bit?
Just a little bit, and it goes a long way. You can definitely fertilize all around, like all year round.
Yeah.
Spring is definitely the most important season to fertilize.
So like when you fertilize, you just do it once and that's it?
I kind of add this into my water all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a heavy user.
Well, you can tell by your plants.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm comparing the plants that you've given me in the past and the ones that are in this greenhouse, and I'm like, wow, mine's like 1/4 of the size of that, and that rubber plant is massive.
Yeah, fertilizing is a really important thing. Our second part of the product that I think people also forget about is your plants can't absorb sunlight if they're really dirty. So this is like a plant shine. So you spray it on. It's got neem oil in it, which is a really great ingredient that helps your plants stay preventative to pests.
Oh, it smells nice.
And it smells nice. Yeah, it's got like this lemon tea tree essential oil in it. It's actually like so enjoyable to use.
Yeah.
I know we all have lots to take care of, but this is kind of like
can I dust my furniture with it after?
For sure. Totally.
Is it safe?
Oh yeah.
Like it's kid safe?
It's all natural, organic.
Oh my gosh.
Both of them are.
That's amazing.
And you can kind of see, like it's almost like a leathery shine after.
Oh yeah.
It's way more protected from any kind of, dust. It would be better against pests. Smells good, looks good.
So it helps against little bugs that you can get on your indoor plants, because it's not only outdoor plants that we have to worry about. Indoor plants can get bugs on them too.
So this I made specific for indoor plants. You could use it on outdoor if you wanted. Neem oil has like that oil base that makes it harder for pests to adhere to your plant.
Okay.
So that's why. And it's just like well known as a really good kind of active ingredient for plants.
What about the stem?
You can definitely spray the stem, actually, yes. The rubber tree is a little bit easier because you can see the growth, but some plants, like a ponytail palm, a birds of paradise, have like a kind of
hard
crevice,
to get in there, yeah.
and that's where pests start when you can't see them.
So you get in there.
So you really douse it,
yeah,
and you're good.
Okay, that's so smart, and it comes in this cute little packaging.
Yeah, cute little kit.
You guys are all about amazing packaging. I love that.
You gotta enjoy using it, right? And how it
It's
looks.
true,
So.
but it's, I mean, you guys really pay attention to that, and that's what we love.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up, we're going to be boxing one of these big plants and show you exactly how it's done and how it's going to get delivered to you when you order off their website at foli.ca. Lots more coming up. Pack it up, pack it in. It just came to my head. Let me begin. Packing the plant and why it is so important to give it a good little mini home life before it gets to your home. And I know, Emily, you guys have really mastered this.
Yes, it's not super complicated though, you'll see. It's not like a crazy, you know. But yeah, so we start with the plant. Everything we do, we call like a drop-in concept.
Okay.
It makes watering at home much easier. So
Totally.
we advise people like take the grow pot to the sink, water it, let all the water come out of your grow pot, and then place it back in your decorative plant.
Or if you have a lot of plants, take it to the bathtub.
Yeah, totally.
And do all of them at the same time.
So we drop it in. I spray the glow, give it one last little glow up. We take this like all natural gauze that we wrap around the base of the plant.
So the earth doesn't go everywhere.
Yeah, so
Smart.
it's all stuck. Sometimes we tape this down a little bit.
I love that, giving it a glow up. Now, some questions while you're packing this.
Yeah.
If I have a plant and I want to move it outside, when is a good time to do that?
Rule of thumb is like May long weekends.
So May 2-4
I know it's late for people, but the most annoying thing is like seeing your plant get smoked by like a cold frost overnight. So yeah, I would wait until then or close to, and slowly bring stuff out, because like the exposure to the sun that your plants have inside is different than they will receive in the real, you know, great outdoors.
Well, through windows is definitely different.
Yeah, it's diffused. So I typically get people to put their plants like under a covered porch and then slowly bring them out further so that they're kind of climatizing to that more direct sun.
Yeah.
Something like a snake plant like this can go in, it could go in the middle of a football field and be fine.
Yeah.
They are cactuses.
They're
really.
hardy.
They're hardy, they like full sun. Most other plants would need more of like a progression.
Are there any plants that you would recommend like that stay inside and don't go outside, or is it kind of a free-for-all? Like, can you do it all?
I mean, the greenhouse basically simulates like a perfect outdoor environment. So really anything can go out. It's just being mindful of, you know, is it going to get rained on and have too much rain? Is it going to have too much sun exposure? So just like keep them where you're close to them and you're going to be able to tend to them.
Yeah.
I never worry too much about bringing them back in the fall. Like people are all worried about pests and stuff or bugs.
I worry about that too.
It's fine. They're not going to kill us. Spray them down, look around.
True.
Like mine are always full of like Nerf bullets.
Yeah, same. Same as like building in the trenches.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every plant comes with a care card. It just explains like how to care for it, optimal placement, the origin of where the plant came from. We're hoping people keep this. Like it's a nice thing to reference that's not on a screen, like going back to, you know, the old ways.
Put that in a little junk drawer and when you need it, you pull it out.
Totally. Happy 90th birthday, Bernadette. Who this is going to. Yeah, so we do decorative cards. Like Mother's Day's coming up is always a really big season for us.
Yeah.
We try to make things, you know, feel really personal, and we handwrite the cards so it feels like, you know, the recipient and the sender are connected.
Well, and it's so organic and so environmentally friendly.
It is.
That's the best.
Yeah, there's no like
There's no
popcorn,
plastic.
peanuts, and all that coming out.
Yeah, it's just recyclable and safe.
Yeah, and then we put it in this branded box. We have lots of different sizes based on the plants that you're ordering. So this would be a medium. We have, you know, large, extra large. This goes into this box, and then we would kind of brace it with some paper,
and then
tape it, shipping label, and it's on its way.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for having us again. We always love coming to your greenhouse and learning more about how to best take care of our plants. Foli.ca is where you can get more information, and of course we'll have it up on our website at chch.com. Make sure you stay with us. Lots more to come.